One, action.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Prime Sports TV show. It's a new week and we are still touching on the transfer and the news at the world of sports. It's your host, Kyei Benjamin, and I'm going to be your man for today again. Before we start, I'll urge you to go below the link, click and subscribe the link, comment and also share our link to help the world know Prime Sports. We are going to touch on the world sports news and also the transfers as we are still in the transfer market. I'm going to start my news today from Ronald Araujo, the Barcelona defender. Last Friday we heard the news that Araujo has switched from Barcelona to Liverpool on a season-long loan for the Liverpool club at Anfield. So Araujo's deal has been completed, medical has been completed. Araujo is now a Liverpool player with no buy option, but he's going on a season loan. We move on to Ayub Boadi. This wonder kid was seen during the World Cup breaking midfield lines of the match between Brazil and Morocco. This kid pocketed Casemiro and the likes of Fabinho. Boadi has agreed a deal with Manchester City to become Manchester City player in the upcoming season. Boadi's agents are still with Manchester City but signing the deal with the papers. We move on to Bradley Barcola. Barcola has been on Liverpool's list for a long time. Finally, PSG has given the green light for Barcola to discuss or talk to the Liverpool directors to make the transfer come on. It is not only Liverpool is interested in the player, there are so many European clubs interested in Barcola. We move on to Jarrod Bowen. We remember that Bowen decided not to leave West Ham. He decided to stay at West Ham and fight for the club to come back to the English Premier League. Coach Nuno Espirito Santo has said some words about Jarrod Bowen, saying that he is a great leader. His commitment for the club cannot be compared. So Jarrod Bowen is a man to look up to when it comes to West Ham United. We also move on to Crystal Palace. There's a deal between Crystal Palace and Everton. That is a swap deal between Brennan Johnson and Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil is leaving Everton to Crystal Palace and Brennan Johnson is leaving Crystal Palace to Everton. The deal has been agreed and both players are yet to go and complete their medical checks. We also move on to Lamine Camara. Crystal Palace have submitted a bid for Lamine Camara, the Monaco kid, wonder kid. Lamine Camara is supposed to move to Crystal Palace, but his agents and Crystal Palace are still in contact to make the deal a successful one. We also move on to Trevor Chalobah. This guy is a miracle guy, as we always say. He was part of the bomb squad when Enzo Maresca inherited to be the coach of Chelsea, but he was later called back to be part of the first team. Chalobah has completed a deal from Chelsea to Como FC. Yes, Coach Fabregas said certain things about him, that his strength and his abilities is very, very good for the team Como, and his ability to build for the back is one thing that the Como team needs. And Trevor Chalobah will be playing the Champions League with Como. One of the news in town is Cucurella has finally arrived at Real Madrid camp. Yes, Cucurella is part of the new squad that Madrid signed with the likes of Bernardo Silva, Denzel Dumfries, Diamande. All these players have been signed by Real Madrid. That's Cucurella seen in the Madrid camp, undergoing his training and other stuffs. Also, we look at Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce is one team to watch this upcoming season with some serious players that Fenerbahce are signing. Fenerbahce is ready to contest Galatasaray in the Turkish league. And the likes of Trabzonspor, Fenerbahce have serious midfield in the likes of N'Golo Kante, Marco Asensio, Fred, and their defense have the likes of Nathan Hakim, Milan Skriniar, and a goalkeeper in the form of Ederson, the former Manchester City goalkeeper. Don't forget that Fenerbahce have also signed Mason Greenwood from Olympic Marseille. So Fenerbahce is a team to watch in the upcoming season. Let's move on to Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres agents and PSG are still in contact for a possible move from Barcelona to PSG. There is a move in the pipeline, but as it stands now, we cannot confirm anything as it stands now. Former Everton player Idrissa Gana Gueye has completed a switch from Everton to Saudi club Al Diriyah after leaving Everton as a free agent. That is it. And also, AS Roma player Roger Ibanez have completed a transfer to Al Ahly. The Saudi club has signed Roger Ibanez from AS Roma. Also, we get to look at the new Hurricane. Yes, Hurricane. Bayern Munich has tabled a contract renewal for Hurricane. So Hurricane is yet to pen a new deal with Bayern Munich to keep him at the club for longer period. Let's look at Dean. The Aston Villa player has been finally unveiled as a PSG player. He has signed a 3-year deal lasting up to 2029. Lucas Dean being unveiled as the Parc des Princes as a new PSG player. We also look at the new Madrid boys in town and the number that they are going to take. The new Madrid boys in town, the number that they are going to take. Yannick Diamande is going to take the number 25 jersey. Also, we look at Konate taking the number 16 jersey. The likes of Cucurella is also taking the 17 jersey. And Bernardo Silva, the player from Manchester City, is going to take the number 20 jersey at Real Madrid. Also, one of the sad news we had within the week or during the weekend is the loss of the Argentine and the world best footballer Lionel Messi's father has passed on during the weekend at age 68. And Lionel Messi's father, George Mendes, who was also serving as an agent for Lionel Messi, has passed on. It's a sad news for the Messi family. He passed on at Rosario in Argentina. Let's move on. AS Roma has tabled a bid for FC Porto's Rodrigo Mora. AS Roma seen Mora as to be a big fan, a big player that can fill a void in their team currently. They have tabled a bid of 25 million euros to FC Porto. It is up to FC Porto to accept the deal. Also, Sassuolo is closing in on Benfica's player Rafael Obrador on a season loan. Obrador's agent is in talk with Sassuolo to make the loan deal a successful one. We also look at Aston Villa, who is also trying to close on a loan deal for Bayern Munich's player João Palhinha. Bayern Munich has made the club aware that Palhinha is not part of their plans, so Palhinha should seek a new club. Palhinha also made it aware that he wants to stay at Bayern and fight for his place, but the board of directors have made him aware that he's not part of the club. So Aston Villa is in talks with Palhinha to come to the Villa Park. Also, let's look at Marcus Rashford, the Man U outcast. Rashford is now back with Manchester United. He has been handed the number 14 jersey. The board is having some trust in Rashford. Also, Michael Carrick is heavily involved in keeping Rashford at Old Trafford unless a big deal arrives. If not a big deal, Rashford is part of the Manchester United squad in the upcoming season. Also, let's look at Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal superstar is really enjoying his vacation. That is Saka fishing at an ocean, or should I say a pool? Wow, Saka, you are enjoying your vacation. That's so nice from Bukayo Saka. Saka is here to attend preseason at the Arsenal camp. Also, Samu Costa have signed deal with Al Nassr from FC Mallorca. The Mallorcan player has moved from Mallorca to Al Nassr. That is Samu Costa. Another signing that we should also look at is Shea Charles has signed a new deal with Southampton. That is the new boy for Southampton in the English Championship. Chelsea player Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin Adarabioyo is on the verge of leaving Chelsea to Benfica. We know that Marco Silva is a huge fan of Tosin Adarabioyo. So Benfica is in talks with Chelsea's players agent to make a move for Tosin Adarabioyo. We also move on to Olympic Lyon, having reached a verbal agreement with Zakari Atikami. Zakari Atikami to become a new player for Olympic Lyon. Olympic Lyon is talking to Zakari's agent for a move for Zakari. Also, we touch on certain news. That is Chelsea wonder boy Morgan Rogers. He's yet to present himself at the preseason camp. Also, we also look at Liverpool, as we talked last Friday of Liverpool, how they are entering the new season. And we can also make you aware that, as we stated earlier, that Ronald Arajo is on his way to become the new Liverpool defender. Also, Sasa Lukic, the Fulham player, have signed in as the new Ipswich player. Lukic have moved from FC Fulham to FC Ipswich, the new club in the Premiership. Ipswich will be featuring in the English Premiership in the upcoming season. We can tell you, and we can affirm to the fact that there are more transfer deals on the way coming up. The big teams are trying to sign in more players, and also other teams are looking to sign in and bring in more players. This is Prime Sports. We are here to give you the latest sports news concerning the world transfers and also the big teams in all leagues: the La Liga, the Serie A, the English Premiership, the Bayern, the Bundesliga, and the Eredivisie. We are here to give you all the latest news concerning the teams and the latest transfers concerning everything. I'm your host, Kyei Benjamin, and we are here to also appeal to the general public that if you want to sponsor us, just go to the comment section, chat us, we will reply your comment and talk on the sponsorship deal. We are also here for advertising. If you want us to advertise your product, just hit us on the comment section. We'll be there to assist you. Thank you very much. I'm your host. We will meet in the evening. Bye.